Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you 5 of my favorite accessories for the Fuji X-T4. Now, this is by far my favorite travel and street photography camera of all time. I've had this since it was launched many years ago. And yeah, I've experimented with the different accessories. So today I'm going to share with you my favorite 5, starting with the soft shutter release button. Now, again, I've experimented with many of these, and this one I feel has been the most comfortable. So this is a convex shutter button. So if you look at it this way around, you can see it's got the bump on it. Some of them are concave, so that will be an indentation on that shutter button. But I find this to be more comfortable for the ergonomics of the camera. Now, these are very easy to lose, and I've screwed mine on super tight. And you can use some Loctite glue to keep it on there more permanently. That was the soft release shutter button, highly recommended. I'll leave a link below to this particular one. And next up is the thumb grip from JJC. Now, this again is something I've experimented with a bit over the time I've had this camera. This seems to be the most comfortable, again, more ergonomically designed, better placed thumb grip. It's got a little bit of spring to it, as you can see there probably, but it doesn't have any play on the hot shoe. Some of them are a little bit loose on the hot shoe, but this one fits in there nice and tight. Let me just try and pull this out. So yeah, it goes in super tight, and it's got that slight leatherette sort of matching material that matches the body of the camera. So again, I like that detail. And yeah, you've got a little groove there so you can put your nail in and pull it out, because some of them are very difficult to remove once you get them in because they're so tight. Now, one of the biggest questions is going to be, does it obstruct any of the buttons? And this one doesn't. And again, I've experimented with other ones, and this is the one I've settled on. So there is enough space underneath to get into the AF on button, the dial and the Q button. And then you don't have the exposure compensation dial compromised at all. And I think it's actually quite nice having it blocked by the thumb grip so you don't mistakenly hit it, because it doesn't have a lock on this exposure compensation like it does on the ISO dial. So yeah, all in all, that is the best thumb grip that I've found so far. And then moving on to the other ergonomic sort of design feature that I have of my accessorized X-T4 is the L-Grip. Now, let me take this off so you can see the size of it separate to the camera. So it comes with this little screwdriver that magnetically clips in the bottom here. So I find that really handy that you always have that with you. And that magnet is pretty strong, so it's not really going anywhere. And then this comes off, obviously. And let me just put that down. So this is the actual L-Grip itself, and it does have the Arca Swiss mount on it. So that is something that I use a lot on all my Arca Swiss tripod heads. And yeah, it just gives a little bit more depth to that grip. And I find it doesn't really add any weight as such, but I just like the styling of it. I think it's quite minimalist. And looking at the front here, it goes just to here. So you kind of rest your finger just on the top of it on the front of the camera. And then if you look at my hand placement on the front, the little finger just sits on the bottom of that bracket. And without it, your little finger sort of just floating in midair. So that's the L-Grip from SmallRig. Again, I'll link that in the description below. Next up is the battery for the X-T4. Now, this is a new find for me, and I really like this. Now, what makes this different? Not only is it white, and I can work out which are my other camera batteries compared to my X-T4 batteries, but as you might have noticed, this one has a USB-C socket on it. So this is directly chargeable, so you don't have to carry around a separate charger. So you can carry a battery bank if you want to charge your phone if you're out for the day, and then you can recharge your camera batteries with your battery bank with a USB-C cable. I think this is absolute genius, especially when you're traveling and you're really restricted with items and sort of carry on and weight, etc. I think it's great, again, just to not have to pack something else. And with everything having USB-C ports on now, I thought that was a really nice added bonus that you can now sort of carry around spare batteries and charge them with USB-C cable. Next up is the Peak Design cuff. Now this I fitted to the L-Grip because I tell you why, let me grab it a second. So here is the cuff itself. These are fantastic, and I've had this one in particular for probably a couple of years, and I've used it a lot on my street photography and sort of on our travels. Now, as I said, I fixed this to the L-Grip hole that's here. So there's a strap mount on the L-Grip, and I'll tell you why I've put it on there is because A, it's easier to fit rather than threading it through here. You can thread it through the camera eyelet if you use a piece of dental floss, and that makes it much easier to sort of pull it through. But the reason I've placed it on here is it doesn't obstruct the grip when you're holding it. Now, when it's placed here, it obstructs this grip here and the door, so your hand doesn't sit flush with it. And I find it's much easier, you see it like that. And it's just, you know, obviously it's there for safety. If you're out waving an expensive camera around, it's you're less likely to get it pinched, whipped out of your hand, and also obviously secure for drops or not dropping. And yeah, I'm actually going to be giving one of these away in my next video. So yeah, stay tuned and look out for the next video where I'm going to be giving away one of these Peak Design cuffs. And that is it for today's video. I hope you found it interesting. What are your favorite accessories for the X-T4? And yeah, please leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing and ring that bell if you'd like to be notified of future videos. I will put the link to the competition video somewhere on the screen now. It's probably at the top here. And yeah, hopefully see you in the next video. Bye for now.